Hello everyone and welcome back to the Blackfoot Book Club for the 5th volume of my Liverpool Football Club, the Retro series, brought to you from the banks of the River Severn, here in beautiful, oh so beautiful, Ironbridge. Just look at those reflections behind me. Oh so beautiful. I'll confirm a couple of quick things. This piece of writing was featured in Liverpool's only and now longest running for over 28 years independently run fanzine, read all over the land. And it was featured under the column Yesterday's Paper. And so I bring you, without further ado, Everton 1, Liverpool 3. Welcome to the 126th playing of a League Merseyside Derby between the home team Blues of Everton and their neighbours in red, just less than a mile away in the football-mad city of Liverpool, and in front of a heaving, swaying and baying crowd of 51,847. Even 4 decades ago, it was stereotypically a given for the TV commentator, here Martin Tyler, to confirm this fierce local derby split families down the middle. But what's wondrous here, apart from the win for my favourite heroes in red, obviously, is the intense atmosphere created by a mainly standing terraced crowd, and in amongst this throbbing mass of footballing humanity, sanity prevailed, with reds and blues standing amongst each other and side by side, and a personal sporting love of mine, moments captured of a goal being scored by the opposition and the sporadic leaps for joy amongst the home sections of the crowd. This was brilliantly and pleasingly demonstrated on 3 separate occasions here, as the Reds took all 3 points away from their nearest neighbours in blue, but it arguably shouldn't have been the case. Everton were by far the better and more cohesive team on the day, but Liverpool more clinical in front of goal, more of which shortly. With the Reds of Liverpool closing the gap at the top of the English First Division to just 4 points behind pace-setters Southampton, as well as having 4 games in hand on the team from the South Coast, according to Martin Tyler, they were short-priced favourites for the League Championship, and, as was de rigueur 4 decades ago, largely unchanged from their incredible team of the early 1980s, with only Craig Skippy Johnston notable for his inclusion and his first ever taste of a Merseyside derby. The home team Blues of Everton, on the other hand, gave derby debuts to 6. Neville Southall in goal, Brian Burrows in defence, the brilliantly skillful winger Alan Irvine, and future Arsenal star Kevin Richardson in midfield, as well as both strikers, Adrian Heath and Graham Sharp, both of whom would go on to play in many more of these fixtures in the coming seasons as huge crowd favourites here at Goodison Park. Whereas the Reds of Liverpool were closing in on the First Division Championship, the Blues of Everton were well clear of relegation and solidly in a mid-table 12th position in the league, and started a bitty and typically frenetic and niggly local derby, by far the better team. Whilst Billy Wright's early speculative shot and the first shot on goal of the game being played on a typically heavy and boggy March pitch went high and wide of the Liverpool goal, Everton were on top and negotiating the early stages of this white-hot local derby and in total control. Future Liverpool Red Steve McMahon was everywhere for his current team in blue, linking with the speedy Scottish winger Alan Irvine and taking the fight for Everton forward with his usual brio and gusto. Irvine was particularly prominent in the first half, whereby his wing play drew crude challenges, one which resulted in a booking for Reds defender Alan Kennedy, and together with the probing of Kevin Richardson and the nagging attacking threats from Adrian Heath and Graham Sharp, Everton were fully on top, if not threatening the goal of Liverpool's goalkeeping custodian, Zimbabwean eccentric Bruce Grobbelaar. But the pattern of the game seemed set. The Blues of Everton faster and quicker in attack, the Reds of Liverpool looking to hit their near neighbours in quick counter-attacking breakaways, but not yet meaningfully in the game. All this changed on 21 minutes. Goal, Everton 0, Liverpool 1, Whelan 21 minutes. It's Whelan who shoots, and it's in. It would be easy to discount the work from Ian Rush that led up to the game's opening goal, but being an avid Red for over 4 decades, it was highly expected. In the footballing vernacular, Rush truly defended from the front, as all great strikers always do, chasing and harrying defenders into mistakes, and sometimes, with a dash of luck to go with the hard work, these mistakes lead to crucial goals such as this one. Blocking a clearance from Mark Higgins, Rush then wins a tangle with Steve McMahon for the loose ball, before releasing a quick pass to the ever-impressive Kenny Dalglish. Eventual goalscorer Ronnie Whelan makes a fantastic overlapping run, and receiving a pass from Dalglish, the Irishman chips an instant cross that Craig Johnston heads arcing over a stranded Neville Southall in the Everton goal, but against his crossbar, and back into a mass of red and blue shirts in the penalty area. Rush missed kicks. His Welsh national teammate Kevin Ratcliffe scuffs a partial clearance to the feet of Whelan, and the Irishman steers a low shot through a mass of defenders and past a despairing diver Southall into the bottom corner of his goal. The Reds are undeservedly in front, but their lead lasts just 3 minutes. Goal! Everton 1, Liverpool 1, sharp 24 minutes, and Liverpool's lead lasts only 3 minutes. With the mass ranks of Liverpool fans behind the goal defended by their new goalkeeping hero Bruce Grobbelaar, serenading their rivals with a tune and rip-off from the British Airways advert of the day, "You'll win fuck all again, Everton, Everton." The Blues win a corner and immediately silence the celebratory songs from their visitors. Kevin Richardson's corner is only partially cleared by a weak punch from Grobbelaar, before Graham Souness inexplicably heads back towards his own goal. Mark Lawrenson missed kicks, Graham Sharp doesn't, and the Blues of Everton are jubilantly and deservedly level. Either side of half-time, Liverpool nearly snatch a goal to regain their lead. Firstly, and after a brilliant mazy run from defender Alan Kennedy, through an Ian Rush shot that beats his Welsh national teammate Neville Southall in the Everton goal, but also his far post, by mere inches. Then Graham Souness shoots high and wide early in the second half that only requires a further 12 minutes before the Scotland international finds the back of the Everton net with a footballing pile driver, and so typical of the Scotsman, in his majestic pomp. Goal! Everton 1, Liverpool 2, Souness, 57 minutes. And Souness! All courtesy of Kenny Dalglish. The goal itself is majestic and rifled into the back of Neville Southall's net with incredible velocity, giving the Welshman no chance. But again, do not discount the hard work and persistence leading up to the goal-scoring thunderbolt. The goal-scorer himself starts the move on the halfway line with a fierce sliding tackle that sees the ball squirm free, firstly to Phil Neal and then Craig Johnston. The Australian is boxed in and surrounded by defenders, but recovering from the floor and through nagging persistence releases Sammy Lee further along the right wing, before the locally born youngster releases Dalglish in the Everton penalty area. As was so typical of the Liverpool legend, Dalglish had his back to goal, with his famously large backside backing into defenders, protecting the ball and awaiting a footballing runner from midfield. That runner was Souness, who after winning the ball on the halfway line has continued his run forward, appearing perfectly into the running pass from his Scotland teammate before smashing an unstoppable shot past Southall in the Everton goal. The celebrations were huge after this goal and indicative of how important this goal could and indeed would be. Goalscorer Souness is incredibly animated as he leaps in front of the massed ranks of Liverpool fans on the terraces behind and to the side of the goal. This was a true goal for the ages, a Merseyside Derby goal too, and one which Everton would try their damnedest to equal, but fail. Almost immediately, Adrian Heath shoots weakly for that equaliser, but from here on in, the highlights show a barrage of long balls from an Everton team seeking parity and coming very close to doing so. Long kicks from Southall are routinely won in the air by Graham Sharp and laid off to his strike partner Adrian Heath, before either Heath or indeed Sharp forces tough saves from Grobbelaar in the Reds' goal. One chance in particular falls to Sharp, who forces a brilliant full-length leaping and diving catch from the Zimbabwean goalkeeper, and Everton are fully on top again and threatening to score as the game enters the final 10 minutes of play. The Blues are creating good goal-scoring chances. The Reds, meanwhile, are wasting their opportunities to break quickly through midfield through a killer third goal, with Johnson in particular spurning a great chance after a wonderful counter-attacking move from one end of a boggy Goodison Park pitch to the other. Then, with 9 minutes left to play, the Australian would cap a Merseyside Derby debut with a Merseyside Derby goal. Goal! Everton 1, Liverpool 3, Johnston 81 minutes. Johnson had a swing at it and it looped over a despairing Southlaw. A scrappy passage of play was finally settled with a sublime pass from the outside of Graham Souness's right boot that set Ian Rush free on the left side of the Everton penalty area. His sliding cross into the centre was met by an almost scooping shot from Craig Johnston. Perfect. That looped and arched high over a despairing Neville Southall and in off the far post of his goal. In an after-match interview, the Australian would say he meant to chip the goalkeeper as he saw him off his goal line, but would quickly counter this and confirm he was joking. He got lucky, and with the pass from Rush slightly behind him and running at speed, he fortuitously dug out a shot that looped pleasingly into the Everton net, and all 3 precious league points were Liverpool's. And that's brought to you in association with a falling leaf from a tree in the beautiful canopy above me, and look at that sunshine as well behind me, here in beautiful Ironbridge on the banks of the River Severn, as I've then brought you with a couple of little mumbles and stumbles and bumbles and leaves falling from trees, the 5th volume of my Liverpool Football Club, the Retro Series. And here again I have some props, because I'm here trying to flog my dead horse, self-published book, Chasing the Impossible and the Sword of Damocles. It's a self-published book from May of 2023 I'm immensely proud of. I'm just trying to poke the eye of those dastardly publishers who refuse to read my manuscript. So go on, buy it. Look at it, it's beautiful. Look how well created it is, and look at that spine, isn't it beautiful? Look at it, go on, buy it, go on. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Yeah, Father Ted, I've used that joke before, it didn't work then either. Go on, buy it. It's nearly Christmas. Go on, treat yourself. Buy it for your brother who's an Everton fan and beat him round the head with it. I don't care. Right, just buy it. Thanks very much. Right, I'll leave you in peace and in solidarity. And look at that sunshine behind me. Oh my, how beautiful this place is. And I say goodbye from wonderful, beautiful Ironbridge with peace again.